All right, happy Monday, everybody. I hope that your week is starting off well. It is colder out there compared to what we had there just a few days ago. A lot of cooler air continues to move in here to parts of North Georgia, but thankfully it's also drier, not dealing with anything in the way of shower activity out there as we get going here for our work week. Looking off into far North Georgia, you can see that we have a lot of sunshine, a little bit of cloud cover trying to move into portions of middle Tennessee and over into eastern portions of Tennessee. This is going to continue to kind of dip down towards the south, and we're going to keep a close eye on that, but again, not going to bring us anything in the way of rainfall. So let's take a look at the time lapse to see what we had as far as today is concerned. Again, we had a lot of blue sky out there. A little bit of cloud cover down to our south, trying to move over the city, but it really isn't hindering that sunshine by much at all. Up towards Rome, we had a lot more cloud cover just around the noon time frame, but now we have a lot more blue sky starting to break through. That's going to be what we have here as we head into this afternoon. There, even up towards Floyd County. Looking out towards the airport, there goes an airplane on the runway. Everything moving smoothly. No big delays there, thanks to the fact that we have some quieter conditions outside. And then you see off towards the King and Queen building, always looking stunning there on the north end of the perimeter. Now it's beautiful out there today, just a little cool, temperatures in the 50s. Tonight though, it gets cold. We're talking temperatures down into the 20s and 30s. Everywhere you see shaded in pink is under a freeze warning. That's going to be where temperatures fall to the upper 20s and lower 30s. You're going to want to make sure you bring in vegetation, cover it up outside, any of that sensitive vegetation that is. Not talking about just those plain old trees. You want to cover those up, but any that would be damaged by a frost or freeze, that's what you want to cover for tonight. Now you also want to try to bring pets in, give them better shelter if possible, and then also check on people around the area. Now thankfully this isn't going to be a pipe freeze. We're not going to have any big issues with that. It's not going to be cold for a long enough period of time for this to be considered a pipe freeze, but still make sure that you take care of those plants. That's going to be from 11 p.m. tonight until 11 a.m. on Tuesday. We won't necessarily be below freezing for that entire time, but you'll at least want to be prepared by that time period. Looking down to our south, closer to Macon, that's where they have a freeze watch in place. And we actually have another freeze that's going to be possible as we head into tomorrow night. So not just tonight, but also Tuesday night into Wednesday, another freeze. And this isn't out of the normal. This is actually pretty on par for when we should be having our last freeze of the year. Not saying this is the last freeze though. That's another catch. We have more cold air that's expected as we head into the weekend. Some will fall to below freezing as we head into the weekend, and then we'll also, it looks like, have a cooler stretch there as we head into the end of March. We're going to talk more about that coming up. But again, not saying this is the last freeze, but it's not out of the normal for us to hit a freeze this late. Our average last freeze is March 23rd. Our latest ever last freeze, April 25th back in 1910. So we can hit those freezes really late. The best practice though, if you wanted to plant that garden, get going on that gardening here as we head into the warmer months, wait until tax day. So around April 15th, that's going to be when it's a better time to go ahead and plant that garden. Now we have had some really warm conditions, kind of a false spring here as we've headed our way throughout the end of February and into a majority of March. The last time that we were below freezing was way back in mid-February. We hit 29 degrees there as we headed throughout the middle portion of February, and then we have been not just above freezing, but above average for our overnight lows every day up until just about 2 nights ago. And then you see our high temperatures have also been well above average, hitting 81 there back into late February. So it has been very warm. It's been a bit of a false spring. We've had a lot of trees already blooming and a lot of flowers blooming, but they're not going to do well with this cold air that we're going to have here again as we head throughout tonight. So the coldest temperatures that we've had so far this year, we hit 29 back on February 18th and on January 15th. That February 18th date, that was the last time we were also below freezing. So we're going to add a few more numbers there for this year. Of course, that does not include December of last year. Remember, December last year, we were freezing way below the freezing point, but that's just for 2023 so far. 54 right now in Atlanta. Of course, we do these updates every Monday at 2:30, and then of course every Thursday at 2:30 to go along with it. For today, as of 2:35 in the afternoon, 54 degrees. If you're watching this at a later date, the temperatures change by just a little bit. The 11 Alive app showing that we have the 54 and we're rising into the mid-50s this afternoon. Now, don't forget to download that 11 Alive app because you can watch updates just like this. You can hit that Watch Live tab and also watch our weathercast whenever we do end up with strong to severe storms. This is now moving into severe weather season, so you want to make sure you have a way to receive alerts. Downloading that 11 Alive app is a great way to do that. You can also keep an eye on radar whenever those storms may be moving through. And of course, check the hourly and daily forecast like what you're seeing on the screen right there. Roku and Fire TV, we also have an app there that you can download where you can watch these updates whenever you want, right there at your fingertips, and get that extra news content that you're looking for to find out what's going on all across North Georgia. We have extra news stories that you can get there. Great app to have there on your Roku and Fire TV devices. Make sure you download that. So back to the forecast. Again, we have a lot of sunshine for a majority of North Georgia. That sticks around for today. Forecast track shows that as we head throughout tonight, those winds still coming out of the north, bringing in the cooler conditions. Temperatures going to be in the 20s and 30s by the time you wake up there at 7 a.m. on Tuesday. Watch that timeline in the top right corner of the screen. This gets us into Tuesday afternoon. This is around 5 o'clock. 40s and 50s. Lots of sunshine to go around. That's the nice part. It's just a little cool. You're going to need that jacket when you head outside. We move into Tuesday night, Wednesday morning. That timestamp now reading 6:30 a.m. on Wednesday. Temperatures are going to be in the 30s for lows. Again, going to have another freeze there Tuesday night into Wednesday morning. But then our temperatures start to take off a little bit. 50s there by 1:30 p.m. on Wednesday. I'm thinking we hit 60 degrees there on Wednesday. But our overnight low Wednesday night into Thursday is still going to be pretty chilly. The metro in Atlanta likely not going to have a freeze there Thursday morning, but I think far north Georgia will. I think we're going to have temperatures down in the lower 30s in the far north Georgia there for Thursday morning. 35 in Atlanta, 47 for Friday morning, 43 for Saturday morning. Our average low this time of year should be in the mid 40s, so that's pretty much where we should be there for Friday and Saturday. And as far as our highs are concerned, our average high is 65, but you see 53 here for Tuesday afternoon, 60 for Wednesday afternoon, getting closer, and then we're at that average high on Thursday with 68 on Friday before we take another dip in those temperatures, because Friday into Saturday we have another cold front that's going to arrive that will bring some rain chances, and then it brings that cooler air right on behind it. 20% chance for rain on Saturday. That's going to be mainly into the morning where we have a few lingering showers. On Friday though, a 60% chance for shower activity. I think the highest chance for rain will actually be overnight Friday and into Saturday morning when much of us are asleep. And of course that's just going to add to our surplus. We did fall a little behind on rainfall actually last week, but thanks to the fact that we had the rain on Friday and then that extra rainfall on Sunday, that has pushed us back ahead of our normal year-to-date rainfall. We're a little more than 3/4 of an inch ahead of our normal year-to-date rain, so nothing to be concerned about there. We do have some abnormally dry conditions into southern Georgia. That has grown a little bit more off to the north, closer on into the Columbus area since the last update. This latest map came out this past Thursday. Every Thursday the map updates, and this next Thursday I think that we're going to see that actually get trimmed back again thanks to all the rainfall that we had more recently. How much rain do we get here over the next 7 days? Well, this is really going to be falling here again as we head into Friday and into Saturday. We're looking at anywhere from a 1/2 inch to an inch here in North Georgia. I want to look at our neighbors down to the south though, because remember, they're the ones with the moderate drought to abnormally dry conditions. You see they get a significant amount of rainfall, but their totals are really going to be coming in at a higher amount there for Friday and Saturday. So after this Thursday's update, the next Thursday's update will include this rainfall, and we'll just continue to see things, I think, improve as far as the drought monitor is concerned. So looking at the 7-day forecast, 57 for the high for Monday. Moving into Tuesday, 53. Noticing 60 degrees there on Wednesday. And then we head into Thursday. Chesley was in this morning, and he chose that as the pick of the week. It is looking beautiful there. We may actually end up updating that to an 11 on the whizometer. If we can get a little less cloud cover in there, it's going to be beautiful. Temperatures again hitting the mid 60s for highs. Moving into St. Patrick's Day on Friday, 60% chance for rain. So I think a majority of that rain will be for the latter part of the day and into the overnight hours. 68 for the high. We're going to have 20% chance for rain, on Saturday, with 40s for lows, 50s for highs, and then 30s back in the forecast by the time we wake up on Sunday. I think far north Georgia may end up with a freeze, a very light freeze for Sunday morning, but the Atlanta metro likely going to stay just above that freezing point on Sunday, with highs rising into the mid 50s. So it's been kind of cool here over the last 24 hours, and that cool trend that we have for the next week looks like it will continue from day 8 through day 14. So we're talking about the end of March now. We're looking towards the end of March. Looks like we're going to continue on this cool trend where temperatures are going to be possibly down into the 30s for lows some nights, only up into the 50s to lower 60s for highs in the afternoons. That's going to be, again, from day 8 through day 14. Looking beyond the 7-day forecast, I always like to give a quick look at the weather trends there in the extended forecast. And then from day 8 through day 14, as far as rainfall is concerned, it's looking like above average rainfall to go along with it. So we've had some fairly wet weeks this past couple of weeks. It looks like that trend continues as we head into the end of March, but maybe that'll help the April flowers bloom a little bit more whenever we start to get some warmer conditions in here, and hopefully we can get a little bit of drier conditions in, right? We don't want it to be completely dry, but not so much on the rainfall chances. Looking at your weekend getaway forecast, I know a lot of families are on spring break right now. Now, if your spring break is next week and you're starting it on Friday, maybe you want to take that extra day off a little bit early. Destin, Florida, showing that we do have some thunderstorms possible there with temperatures in the 70s. And then Saturday and Sunday, you see the temperatures dipping down, 60s and 50s for highs there down on the Emerald Coast. Gatlinburg, going to see a little bit of snow there maybe on Saturday, especially for the higher elevations, mainly for the higher elevations actually. And that's going to be when you're out towards Cades Cove, maybe you're checking out some of the higher peaks and looking at the snow there on the peaks. It's going to be beautiful. So get out there, send some photos to us too with the weather, with our weather wow moments there through our 11 Alive Storm Trackers Facebook page. We'd love to share them. Charleston, South Carolina, going to hit the 60s for highs there for Sunday and Monday after some rain on Saturday, but Friday's looking great with 70s for highs in Savannah. And then if you're staying close to home, maybe headed out to Lake Lanier, going to be 50s and 60s for highs as we head throughout this weekend. Also checking out the Peach State Outlook. This shows that we're going to have dry conditions, not just for us here in Atlanta for Tuesday, Wednesday, and Thursday, but all across the state. Temperatures warming up, getting back into the 70s there down towards Albany, and then you see into the 60s for highs there for Macon and Augusta, with a majority of us rising into the 60s for highs there as we head into that middle portion of the week. Georgia State Park forecast for tomorrow. If you want to go do some hikes, you know, waterfall hikes are going to be beautiful right now. We've been saying that all year thanks to all the consistent rainfall that we've had. Amicalola Falls, always stunning, going to be extra stunning right now. Cloudland Canyon, they have some beautiful waterfalls there. Tallulah Gorge is a great spot there, closer on over towards South Carolina. And then when you head down to Providence Canyon, they likely have some more blooms that are going on down there around the Providence Canyon area, with the fact that they've had a little bit warmer conditions compared to us here in far north Georgia over the past couple of weeks. So I'm going to go ahead and bump it back up to our 7-day forecast. I hope everybody can have a wonderful week ahead of them. Looking back at the 7-day forecast, remember we have the freeze for tonight. The freeze warning in place. On Wednesday, another freeze for the morning. And then Thursday morning, far north Georgia likely going to have a freeze with the Atlanta metro staying just above freezing. Got the 60% chance for rain in there on Friday, a 20% chance in on Sunday as another front passes through. Don't forget that you can get the latest update to the forecast, not just on that 11 Alive app, but by watching 11 Alive. Chief Meteorologist Chris Holcomb in this evening, and then Meteorologist Chesley McNeil is going to be in each morning, keeping everybody updated. And then, of course, Meteorologist Nicole Hartford and Meteorologist Melissa Nord are in on the weekends to keep everyone updated. Have a wonderful week ahead of you. We'll keep you updated on everything right here at 11 Alive.